Okay, so just like we did with one-step equations, we're going to spend another day solving two-step equations. So just a quick recap. When we're solving two-step equations, remember there are two operations in the problem. And so it could be a combination of adding and multiplying, adding and division, subtraction and multiplying, or subtraction and division. But either way, make sure you follow a certain order. So remember, we have to take care of any addition or subtraction first before I can multiply or divide. So if I look at number 1, I see 4 times x plus 3. Before I can divide by 4, I need to take care of the addition. And the opposite of adding 3 is to subtract 3. So 4x, where my 3's cancel, 15 minus 3 is 12. Then, since I have multiplication left, the opposite of multiplying by 4 is to divide by 4. So my 4's cancel and x equals 12 divided by 4, which is positive 3. Number 2, I see multiplication and addition again. So before I can divide by negative 5, I have to take care of my addition. The opposite of adding 10 is to subtract 10. So negative 5x, where my 10's cancel, equals 75 minus 10, which is 65. And then the opposite of multiplying by negative 5 is to divide by negative 5, where my negative 5's cancel or divide into 1, where 65 divided by negative 5 is negative 13. Number 3, I see division and I see subtraction. Before I can multiply by 4, I need to take care of my subtraction. The inverse of subtracting 3 is to add 3 to both sides. So x over 4, where my 3's cancel, equals 7 plus 3, which is 10. The inverse of dividing by 4 is to multiply by 4. So if my 4's cancel here, 10 times 4 is 40. One more of these, number 4. So I see division, I see addition. Well, before I can multiply by negative 3, I first need to take care of my addition. And the inverse of adding 9 is to subtract 9. So x over negative 3 equals negative 4 minus 9, which is negative 13. And then now I can take care of the division by multiplying by negative 3, where my negative 3's cancel, and negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 39. Now, we follow those steps on a regular basis, but we have special situations where I actually do the reverse. And the only reason, like if I look at number 5, I see addition and I see division, but they're not separate, they're together in a certain way. So because this whole problem is dividing by 8, I can't subtract 11 like I'm used to. So we have to take care of the division first. The inverse of dividing by 8 is to multiply by 8 so that the 8's go away. And so now it opens up the x plus 11. And negative 3 times 8 is negative 24. And now I see addition where I can take the inverse, which is to subtract 11, where my 11's cancel, and negative 24 minus 11 is negative 35. So it's just the opposite order than we're used to doing at the top. Number 6, same idea. Before I can actually add 5 like I'm used to, because of this dividing by negative 2 is underneath the whole problem, I need to do the inverse, which means I'm going to multiply by negative 2 first. So negative n minus 5 equals negative 7 times negative 2 is positive 14. And then now I see my subtraction problem. So the inverse of my subtracting 5 is to add 5. So n equals 14 plus 5 is 19. So just more practice of that. Number 7. Before I can add 13, because of that division problem, I've got to do the inverse of dividing by 6 and multiply by negative 6, where the negative 6 is canceled now. Negative 6 times 1 is negative 6, and now I have a minus 13, and the inverse of subtracting 13 is to add 13. So negative 6 plus 13 is positive 7 equals a. Number 9, before I can subtract 8, I have to take care of the dividing by 9. The inverse of dividing by 9 is to multiply by 9. So 9 times 4 is 36, where the 9's cancel, and now I have w plus 8. So the inverse of adding 8 is to subtract 8. 36 minus 8 is 28 equals w. Number 9, before I can subtract by 3, I first have to take care of dividing by 4. The inverse of dividing by 4 is to multiply by 4, so that those 4's cancel, and I have x plus 3 equals 7 times 4 is 28. And now that I have addition, the inverse of adding 3 is to subtract 3 to both sides. So 28 minus 3 is 25. Last one, number 10. Before I can add 2, I have to take care of the dividing by -7. And the inverse of dividing by -7 is to multiply by -7. So x minus 2 equals 3 times -7 is -21. And then now I have my subtraction problem. The inverse of subtracting 2 is to add 2. So my 2's cancel, and -21 plus 2 is -19.